Alright, hopefully you've now got that package imported, and so you've now got this demo open on your screen. So if you haven't got the demo open from the package, then all you simply do is come over here to your Solution Explorer, open up the folder called Simple Square, and then select the simplesquare.cs file. Now what we do need to do before we can actually run this is, at the moment our project has been created and we created a console application, and it thinks the program that we want to run is down here in program.cs. So what we have to do now is tell it actually the program we want to run is here in the simplesquare.cs demo. Now many packages don't come with a demonstration. Because this is a teaching package, it has a number of demonstrations in it. So we're going to change the default package or the default startup object of our solution to become this simple square CS file. Now as you move through these different activities, what you do is just simply change the startup project to the new activity. So let's go to our simple square, go to the properties for your project, and you'll see that it opens up this lovely little screen, and under the application tab there's this option called startup object. If you pull that down, you'll see it's giving you the things that are available for you to open. We're going to start with simple square. That's this one right here. So we simply say simplesquare.simplesquare, and now this little code segment here is going to become our startup object. So once you've done that, you can close, you can save the solution, so pushing the Save All button, and that way your startup object is now going to be set to this even if you close and you come back. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is start to consider how this works. Let's just run this first of all, and it should just have a black screen pop up. At the moment we've got no code. These are all just comments telling us what we need to code in order to make a square using logo. So let's push start. It should build our solution. The black window opens up and it shuts down. Okay, so nothing is actually happening. Now if you have a look at this first comment, show the tortoise, that's our number one statement. You can see that each of the statements here is numbered in the order that we're actually going to code it. So we're going to start by showing the tortoise, then we're going to jump down here to line 17 and we're going to move the tortoise, then we're going to turn the tortoise right 90 degrees. And so those are our first 3 lines. After we've done that, we're going to make the tortoise draw 4 lines so that it actually ends up doing a square. So in this first sentence, what you need to do is find the noun. So in this one, the noun is the tortoise. That in Visual Studio, in codes, we normally finish, in sentences, we normally finish with the noun. In programming, you start with the noun. The noun is the object that you're going to code. So we simply start typing tortoise, and you'll see that the intelligent Visual Studio application gives us a couple of options. If you choose the one you want and then just press tab, you'll see that it finishes writing that for you. Now in sentences, we normally have a word like the or and or something in the middle. In coding, we just put a dot. So we want tortoise, and then our action, our verb, is going to be to show. And if you have a look at all of the actions that the tortoise can do, so we've got our noun, our object, then we've got dot, and now we've got to choose the action that we want the tortoise to do. And if you scroll down, you'll see that there's an option to show the tortoise. So if we choose to show the tortoise, I should have actually used the intelligence, so let's type SHOW, close the brackets, and then put our semicolon, because in Visual Studio we always finish an instruction with a semicolon. Okay, so we've now got our first line of code there, show the tortoise and tortoise.show. If we run this, then our application should load, and there's our tortoise. So our little tortoise has been drawn on the screen for us. Okay, let's close that. Now we want our tortoise to do something extra. So our second line of code is to move the tortoise 50 pixels. So once again, we find our object. So the thing we want to code is going to be our tortoise. We press tab and put a dot rather than a space or a joining word. And then the thing we want to do this time is move the tortoise. Now you could have a look through the entire list here, but if you go up, you'll see there's an option to move. So if we go tortoise move, when we actually hover over the word move, you'll see it gives us a little help as to how we use this, and it's even got a little example over there on the right hand side. You can see tortoise move 50, and so this is the structure of that statement, and what this statement does is moves the tortoise forward the number of pixels specified. So let's go tortoise, and we're going to just stick with 50, and remember we will always finish a statement with a semicolon. So now what we should have is our tortoise should show, and then our tortoise should move 50. Remember, all of these comments in the middle here haven't been coded yet, so it's only going to do the two statements that are actually coded. So let's run, and now our tortoise should show, and he moves forward 50 pixels. Right, now the next step in drawing a square is going to be to actually make our tortoise turn. So let's see if we can code that as well. So we go tortoise. Dear, I'm terrible at typing at the moment. Tortoise dot. And you'll see that once again our verb is turn, and the way this works is it turns the tortoise to the right the number of degrees specified. Now we want our tortoise to go forwards and then turn right 90 degrees. So we're going to copy exactly what this example is. Tortoise turn 90, and that's going to let us turn right 90 degrees, finish with a semicolon, and so our tortoise should now move forwards 50 and turn right 90. If we run, and there he goes. So we're on our way towards creating a square. Now what I would actually like you to do at this stage is I'm going to show you how to do this, or I'm going to get you to have a go at doing this just by using a sequence of statements. So at the moment we've moved forwards 50, we've turned right 90. What I'd like you to do is underneath that 90 is just press enter a couple of times, and I'd like you to actually write the sequence of statements that is going to get you to get a turtle drawing a square as your solution. Alright, so let's have a go at that, and then we'll come back to our next attempt or our next challenge.